folks. Inclusive language has been something that has become more part of our conversation, particularly over the last several years. And inclusive language, it's gotten some backlash where some folks are like, oh, it's too PC. But it's really about just being empathetic towards other people's experiences and understanding that sometimes our words have impacts that we don't intend, particularly someone who has a different experience than we have. And I could go down to all different types of paths and have a really long conversation about all the ways to consider being inclusive in our language. But in particular, I want to focus on being inclusive in your language regarding mental health. So words like crazy, insane, bonkers, etc. are words that we all tend to use pretty frequently in our lives and rather flippantly. But the word crazy in particular has a pretty negative connotation. Now, my tagline is just a crazy educator, which is definitely a little bit of branding and having fun with the word, because I personally love that word and have no problem being called crazy because I think it's a pretty fantastic thing to be. But it is a word that has been used against particularly disenfranchised groups like women, members of the LGBTQIA community, and minority groups. Basically, any group that's considered other, it's been a way to just further devalue their experience. So it actually is a very powerful word that has been used in a very negative sort of way. So I'm doing it very mindfully and kind of in a way to take it back. But often in a classroom, you don't maybe have that luxury to explain and tease it out. So being really mindful about when are you using crazy, insane, bonkers, any other words that are attached with mental illness. Because as I've mentioned, a lot of times your students with mental illness, you might not be aware that they're in there. And by using those words, you're further contributing to the stigma surrounding mental illness. And your students then might not feel quite as welcome in your classroom. And this is a learning process. You're not going to just jump right in and get it right all the time. You might slip and say crazy or insane or bonkers in not the best way. I still do it, and this is my work. So it's not about being perfect. It's about being mindful and growing forward. And just bearing it in mind as you move about lecturing in other ways of communicating with your classrooms. So this is just one more way to make your students learn better by making them feel welcome.